This is a video about the Hypermodern route, which is the primary route in Minecraft speedrunning nowadays. First off, for some context, we used to reset primarily for villages, mine small amounts of gold in the nether, and then travel on foot to the stronghold, whereas the Hypermodern route complicates just about everything. The name Hypermodern is just a flashy brand name I came up with in October 2020 to attract attention to this high potential route. I stole the term from chess. I'm no professional at chess or anything, but Hypermodern in chess is basically the super strange and seemingly counterintuitive playstyle and era in chess, which roughly fit the bill for this Minecraft speedrunning Hypermodern era that we entered. Anyway, I've played the seed offline and spliced it together for this video. This seed and run is a great example of a Hypermodern run. We start off with nothing, no trees or food or beds in sight, which is a stark difference from a village start. But as you'll see, we start off a little slower, then everything will come together quickly. The first few things to notice are we're using Gamma 5 by legally editing our options file so viewers can see in dark places better. Also, we've turned entity hitboxes on so we can spot faraway kelp. Kelp can indicate magma ravines, which are our entry to the nether. In the shipwreck, we get plenty of iron for tools and the bare minimum amount of food we need to complete a run. We front load wood here, which basically means getting all the wood we need for the rest of the run in case we don't have a wood source later on in the run. We're using doors to breathe underwater and also mine blocks faster underwater. I'm traveling to the kelp now and find a magma ravine under it and make a portal in it. Now I'm doing something called micro-lensing, which is basically looking at the amount of entities in a small field of view to pinpoint where a bastion could be, as bastions have a high amount of entities. Then I'm making gold armor so the piglins don't attack me, and gold carrots as they heal more actual health than bread. Once I've found a source of gold in this bastion, I break a chest to aggro a lot of piglins up here so that when I start trading gold, there's going to be more piglins trading at a time. These trades are going to give me pearls for the end portal and to travel to the fortress. It's going to give me string for beds to kill the dragon and obsidian to portal closer to the stronghold. I set up a pearl hang here, which is basically unloading a pearl from the world, so that when I've finished trades at the bottom of the bastion, I can quickly teleport out of the bastion by reloading the pearl. While the pigs are trading, I'm finding more bastion chests to get obsidian for my travel to the stronghold. The pigs have finished trading and I have all my items, so now I reload the pearl and warp outside the bastion so I don't have to climb the stairs again. Now I need to find the fortress. I'm doing a technique known as PIDAR, which is basically having a blaze spawner at the edge of my render distance and monitoring when it loads in on my pie chart by crossing these chunk borders. When a spawner is loaded in, I know to travel in that direction. If you want to learn how to do this, I'll leave a link in the description. There's a lot of other links I'll put down there for more detailed explanations too, like an explanation for the microlensing. Now I know the rough cardinal direction and distance of the fortress and spawner, I can start travelling that way, and soon enough I find it. I drop my render distance again here so that stray blazes can start spawning nearby. If I limit the area around me where mobs can spawn, then they're more likely to spawn near me than usual, so I can basically have multiple sources of blazes than just the spawner. I use a bed explosion on the spawner to open up more spawning spaces nearby to get more blazes to spawn per cycle. Less blazes spawn if there are blocks around the spawner. Now I almost have 6 rods from the blazes. I'll try just killing strays for the remainder 2 rods. Once I've got that, I'll have everything I need to kill the dragon. Now I'm exiting the nether. I'm gonna check the distance of the stronghold using some fancy math. I take note of this angle, then travel 17.5 blocks perpendicular to that angle. Then take note of the new angle. 1000 divided by the difference of these 2 angles gives a decent estimate of the distance of the stronghold. So now I can travel that distance in the nether on that angle, and I should be super close to the stronghold. The reason we're using these portals is 1 block travelled in the nether is 8 blocks travelled in the overworld. Now, after some quick triangulation, I dig down at exactly 4-4 in the chunk of the stronghold so I can land in the starter staircase. Now, finding the portal room has a fairly deep process and takes a lot of learning of stronghold behavior. Basically, what we're looking to avoid is areas with a lot of branches and turns. We're trying to find areas that go off in their own direction and have room for the large portal room to generate. Now I'm in the end, I'm going to craft my explosives and a bow. Some people might be surprised by this return of an old item, but it's had a recent resurgence of use again due to the endfight strategy known as half bow. Basically, we aim to break 6 to 8 crystals as soon as possible, then allow the dragon time to perch. The dragon is considerably more likely to perch with each crystal destroyed, and strongly improves the average length of an endfight, at the cost of losing a potential 10-second or so time save from a high roll insta-perch. I go far away from the fountain, as the closer you are to the fountain, the more likely the dragon is to fireball. Then, using a respawn anchor and 3 beds, I can get the dragon low enough to finish it with an axe. Again, I'll leave a bunch of links in the description for learning more strategies in Hypermodern. And just in general, I've got a whole lot of videos already uploaded and a whole lot of videos planned for Hypermodern strategies.